Hi there. In this video, we speak about skipping students on levels under online profiles. For students who begin spellings for me in second or third class, skipping levels isn't as important because they're beginning at lower levels, and it's okay for them, let's say, to naturally take their time getting through the initial levels and making those errors. However, for students that begin spellings for me in fourth, fifth, and sixth class, it's important, if you know as a teacher that they're well beyond words like maybe level one and level two words like to or me or from or you, 2, 3, 4 letter words that would be quite simple for some students. It is very, very important to skip those students on a certain amount of levels. But the question, and why you're probably online here, is how do I do this, and how many levels should I skip those students on? Okay, so in relation to skipping levels, it is important to know the initial testing only ever has to take place once in that student's Spellings for Me life. So if they begin using Spellings for Me after Christmas in second class or in third class, the level that they get to in third class, they will, let's say they get to level 15 by the end of third class, they will begin at level 15 in fourth class. They will take up where they left off in fifth class and then on to sixth class. So the initial testing only ever has to take place once. We allow a certain amount of time for that initial testing to take place in September and October, while the students are still using the workbook and using the practice units. Okay, so it's important to know we have in third class, there's 6 weeks for them to get locked out. There's 6 weeks of practice units. The same in fourth class, there's 4 weeks of practice units. In fifth and sixth class, there's 4 weeks for those students to do that initial testing if it's your first year of using Spellings for Me. If you're a teacher online here who wants to, where your class has been using Spellings for Me for the last few years, and it might be 1 or 2 new students that you have and you're interested in it, they still have those 4 weeks to get locked out. Okay, but it is important to skip new students into your class. Let's say you're in fifth class, 25 of your students have been using Spellings for Me and they've come in all set on their levels, but you have 2 new students who have come from different schools or maybe a different country. You might want to skip those students on levels. So how do you do it? Page 99 of your teacher manual has examples of words from every single level. Okay, so you would look at this page and say, yes, Sarah would be definitely able for level 7, so I'm going to skip her on to level 7. Paul might be able for level 20, you might skip Paul on to level 20. Okay, so it is important to know that that page is there. It's page 99 and page 100 of your teacher manual, which is available in the printable section of your profile. It's probably one of the few pages in relation to your teacher manual that you ever really have to refer to. Most people print their checklist, follow their checklist, and there's a few pages of the teacher manual that they would have to refer back to. As you can see the types of words at every level. We always say to you, please be cautious. Read the instructions here. Don't skip a student on to level 25 if you think that might be the perfect level. Skip them on to, let's say, level 20, and let's see how they get on at level 20. So how do you do it? So you go to your teacher dashboard, you click the actions button beside that student's name. When you click the actions button beside, let's say, Brian Boyle here or fake student, the first option there is edit user level. You think Brian is able for level 16, you skip him on to level 16. Okay, so look at the 2 images here in front of you. The image on the left is a student that has never been skipped on. No level has been skipped. They will click into unit 1, they will complete test 1, level 1, and then they will go into level 2, then they will go into level 3. Okay, now if that student is spelling 100% of the words correct in level 1, in level 2, and level 3, they should really have been skipped on, and they do need to be still skipped on. The figure, the image on the right, is a student that has been skipped on to level 12. As you can see, levels 1 to 12 are open for that student. You will be getting that student to click into level 12. You have saved that student completing levels 1 to level 11 in that case. Okay. Now, it is important also to note, if you skip a student on to level 12, for example, like this image, and they go in and they spell 100% of the words correct in level 12, well, then it might be the case that you didn't skip them on fair enough. If a student spells anything above 95, 96, 97, 98, 99% of that level correct, you may decide to skip them on a few more levels. So, for example, Paul is in your class. And let's go back to the words here. Paul is in your class, and you skip him on to level 20. So have a look at the words at level 20. And Paul goes in and takes level 20 of Spellings for Me, and he spells 98% of that test right. You might decide to skip him on to level 24 or 25 because initially you didn't skip him on far enough. If he goes in and spells 100% right again in level 25, or even 98 or 99, you might skip him on to level 28, 29, 30. You have saved Paul completing levels 1 to 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28. You have saved him somewhere in the region of 4 or 5 hours testing. One other important thing to note in relation to skipping levels. Yes, if you skip a student on from levels 1 to 20, all 20 previous levels will be open. We would urge you to always get your students at some stage, and it doesn't have to be at the start of the year, but at some stage to complete levels 13 and 14. Levels 13 and 14 contain key vocabulary that they will use on a daily basis for the rest of their lives, but more importantly, in secondary school every single week. They contain the days of the week, months of the year, school subjects, pastimes, family members. For example, it's a self-esteem thing. The student is going into secondary school next week. Their first class is a geography lesson and it's on Wednesday. The geography teacher asks them to write geography and Wednesday on their new geography copy. If I can't spell geography or Wednesday, I'm not off to the best start. So those words are there in level 13 or 14. So yes, skip Paul on to level 20 or 25 or level 30 in that case. Please be cautious on how much you skip them on, okay? But get your students to complete level 13 or 14 at some stage. Last thing, if you want to see how the result a student got in a particular test, so for example, you've skipped Brian Boyle onto level 20 and you want to see the result he got in level 20, you click the actions button beside his profile and you click progress summary. When you click in there, you will see Brian Boyle completed level 20 possibly and got 99%. Well, then you can skip him on to level 25. All right. That is all things skipping levels. The most important thing is looking at your teacher manual, which is in the printable section of your profile, and referring to pages 99 and 100 of that teacher manual. Thank you.